Hi, it's Daphne and welcome to this Christmas themed New York City reading vlog. What a mouthful for a title. I am vlogging for the next few days. I plan on reading 2 Christmassy themed books for the holiday season for Vlogmas. I'm not posting every day, but I wanted to do something cute and Christmassy for you guys. I am currently reading The Duke alone. I'm over 50% of the way through. I'm mostly listening to it and then picking it up occasionally to read physically. This is about a young woman who just finished her 4 years away at a finishing school. She was visiting her family in London for the holiday season and they accidentally left her behind. So she's in the London estate alone, and the man across the way is a duke and he keeps to himself a lot. He wants to be left alone. He's a widower, so he's struggling with his grief. It's been a few years since he lost his wife, and it's their love story over the holidays. So far, I think it's cute, but the writing style is a little frustrating because it's quite repetitive at times. Like the author just says over and over again, like, oh, her family always forgets her, she's always left out, she's always forgotten. Like, it's like, okay, I get it. And some of like the scenes they find themselves in are a little repetitive, like her going to knock on his door like all the time, and I don't know. It just feels like the scenes are too similar, but it's cute. It's sitting at like a generous 3 right now. We'll see how it gets with the spiciness. I think also listening to the audiobook is putting me in a weird place because it's by like this British man and I like his voice as the narrator, but the voices he does for the characters don't like suit what I prefer. Like when I read it myself, I like how they sound better in my own head. Just, I don't know, just like the way they say sentences, I'm just like, I don't know. But maybe if I read it physically, I'll enjoy it more. And then I plan on starting Love Light Farms. This is a popular book right now in the romance community. I'm very hyped to start it. I'm pretty sure it's about a woman who owns a Christmas tree farm, but she needs money and she applies for like some contest with an influencer and lied on the application saying she runs the farm with her boyfriend. She doesn't have a boyfriend, so she enlists her good friend to pose as her boyfriend to like try to win the money. I'm pretty sure that's the synopsis. That's what I remember people saying, but hopefully that's for this same book. But I'll let you know when I start it. Let's enjoy the Christmas time. It is December 1st. I set up my tree. I'll go show you and let's get reading. The tree is doing the lines thing, which is kind of annoying with like the lights. But here is my tree. I've put it here kind of like at the entrance. I don't have a tree skirt. I want to get a small one. Last year I put it in the window, but it would be crowded over there now that we have more furniture. So I've opted for here and I love it. I feel like I can afford to put more decorations on it space-wise, so I might pick up like smaller, cute, knick-knacky things like this year and as the years go on as we keep this smaller tree. But right now, I do want to run to the library because I have the audiobook for Strange the Dreamer, which is our buddy read for our Decks the Halls readathon. I did not mention that. We are doing a readathon. Check out the announcement video. I'll link it for you guys if you haven't seen it. And there's gonna be a book giveaway for the winner, so that could be you. But yeah, we are doing Strange the Dreamer for the buddy read, and I have the audiobook for like the next 7 days, but I don't know if I'll get to it that fast, and I checked the library website and they have a physical one that I can pick up at my local branch. So I think I'm gonna do that and physically read it while I listen at a fast pace, because I literally listened to like 2 minutes and I was like, what are you saying? What's happening? You know, because especially with fantasy, you really have to like visualize, and I kind of struggle with listening in general. So it's gonna be tough if I have to listen to a whole fantasy. So I'm gonna pick up a physical copy. So I'll catch you later. Hey, it's another day and I finished The Duke alone, and I have some thoughts. I also have some stuff going on today that I'm gonna take you along with, but I'll tell you that in a second. So for The Duke alone, I ended up giving it 2 stars. Yeah, I'm sorry. The writing style, I think I'm gonna have to pass on Christy Caldwell books. I'm pretty sure that was the author. Because the writing style, I just did not vibe with. I didn't feel super connected with the characters. It felt very surface level, our main heroine, Myrtle, she like just turned 18 in the book. She hadn't had a London season. She just finished the finishing school. She's back with her family now for the first time. Obviously the plot is like the family forgot about her or whatever, so she's left at the townhouse by herself. But she reads so young. Like, I get that she's innocent and naive, but like her lines, she just reads like she's 14 years old. And it was really cringy at times. The writing was also really repetitive. The author just kept hammering in that like, oh, Myrtle's not important to her family. Oh, she always is forgotten. Nobody cares about her. Like over and over and over again. It's like, I get it. And then with the Duke character, they kept repeating like, oh, he wants to be left alone. He's grieving from his wife. He just wants to be alone. Like, did it over and over and over again. Like, is there anything more to these characters? And then the worst thing was they literally wrote the same scene twice. So it's not like spoilery that much or anything, but there's a moment when Myrtle is like, oh, I need help because I haven't like bathed in a while. So she's like, can you come over to my place and like help me set up a bath? So he does that, whatever, and he's like waiting outside the door and he's like, oh, I can't. He's just like thinking about her like in the bath, whatever. And you're like, oh, this is like kind of cute or whatever. But it doesn't go anywhere. And then later in the story, they're in another location and she's having a bath again and he's just waiting outside the door again and he's having the same thoughts again. It's like, why are we having the same scene written again? So that was annoying. Oh, and then a plot thing that really bothered me is she's been at the like London house for a few days and it doesn't occur to anyone to like send a letter to her family or to like get her a ride to her like where her family went to, because they went to like their Scottish home. Like, that doesn't occur to anyone. And then like the Duke is spending time with her and he's like, oh, this is inappropriate, we shouldn't be alone together. And it's like, okay, well, why don't you like get, I don't know, like some woman to like stay with her? I don't know. Like, there was like, it just made no sense. Like, obviously they wanted, like the author wanted them to be alone together, but the girl didn't make any effort to like contact her family. He didn't make any effort to like make it so she's not alone at the house. Like, he would just be like, okay, bye, I'm going back home. And he like knows this young girl is staying in a huge place by herself in a society where like that's not normal and she barely knows how to take care of herself. I don't know, it didn't make any sense. There was a dog in the story and he was cute. He was probably like the cutest part of the story. And then the thing that peeved me the most, and this won't bother everybody, sorry for the New York noise if you can hear like the beeping and stuff, it's just, it's New York. But the thing that peeved me the most was I got to 90% and they're finally gonna have like an intimate, sexy moment together. And it's fade to black. It's fade to black. I was so pissed off. I was really pissed. And I felt like I tried to check, like usually if you scroll down Goodreads, it'll tell you like the categories and it didn't say fade to black or closed door or anything. But one of the first reviews, because I didn't read the reviews, I didn't want to get spoiled, is like, all I want for Christmas is explicit sex. And I was like, damn it, me too. I should have looked up that, like I should have checked the reviews, because otherwise I probably wouldn't have picked this book, because I'm not a fade to black girly. I know that it's not a big deal for other people, like sometimes they find the sexy scenes cringy, but for me, I want to know like how the couple is together in like that most intimate way. And when you cut to the next scene and the guy's like, oh yeah, she was like screaming my name, I'm like me and that other reviewer were like, that's kind of weird. Like, you can't even, like, you're trying to imagine it and you're like, she was like, what does she know about anything? Like, how was it? You know, I don't know, it was just weird. So that was a little disappointing. I've moved spots to be away from the window, it's noisy. But the plan for today is I am going to New Jersey. I spend a lot of time in New Jersey because a lot of my friends live in New Jersey, but I'm meeting up with Ina for brunch this morning, and then my really good friend Erica is having a Christmas party at her new apartment, and she's having like a bunch of us over, so I'm so excited to catch up with some of my college friends, see them again. I haven't seen them in a while. We're doing like a white elephant gift exchange and everything, so I will bring you along for my adventures in Hoboken. So my reading plans, continuing in this vlog, like I said, I plan to read Love Light Farms, but I need to squeeze in How High We Go in the Dark because I need to read that for my book club and my library hold on it is gonna expire soon. So I wanna get that done ASAP. So I might talk about it a little bit in this vlog while I take you on with me with like my Christmassy stuff. That book is like a sci-fi. I'm only like a couple pages in. I think it's like a bunch of different short stories that maybe tie together. The writing style is really smart, so I feel a little guilty for picking kind of a difficult read for the book club, just because like honestly the first page I was like, what are you talking about? What is happening? Like the writing style is more challenging, at least so far. I need to like wrap my head around like what the story's about, because I literally have no idea. I didn't read the synopsis again. But so far it's about this scientist, and he is picking up the work left over from his daughter who recently died doing excavation stuff. I think the world is kind of falling apart. The ice caps are like melting and stuff. So they are like in Siberia, and they've discovered like a 30,000 or something year old girl in the snow, because like since the snow is melting, they're able to like get further down into the ground with all these like ancient artifacts and stuff. So that's all I know so far, and I'm intrigued to see where it goes. So let's go to New Jersey. I gotta go, I'm running late. See you in a second. Go Meg, go Meg. Go Steve, go Steve. Steve, roll.
Oh my god.
What?
That's from the mix on, right?
Yeah. Let's go, B! Let's go, B!
Good thing they came in a car to carry on the ground. Open it!
Oh my god, B!
Fuck me! I didn't know there's more! We're all goddamn done with it! Figure the fuck out.
B! Oh my god!
Brittany's our winner!
Wow!
Nice. Team that box. You got an air
I
bag.
let it
Oh!
go.
I got you. It's fine. It's apple.
Hi, it's another day, and I'm about 26% of the way through How High We Go in the Dark, which is like 3 chapters read. The chapters are really long. I was right about it kind of being short stories that tie together, but now I know more of what's going on that I can share with you. So first off, I want to say I was reading in bed last night, and I was crying. I think the stories are so touching, but like sad and devastating. So the idea of the entire book seems to be that there is a virus that has been released on the population by mistake. The earth is going through like global warming and everything. There's like this crater that is opening and expanding as like the ice melts, and they're discovering all these like ancient organisms, viruses. And one of the other scientists is like, oh, we should reanimate these viruses so we can learn about them, and like offense is the best defense because this virus is probably gonna get out anyway as the ice keeps melting, and we should know as much as we can about these viruses before they become a problem. That sounds like the start of a horror movie to me. Like, yeah, let's just reanimate these viruses we know nothing about. Terrible. So of course that goes wrong. And now the entire world is infected with this virus pretty much. So, well, it's like an outbreak. It affects children first, and you learn more about that in the next short story. A lot of the characters are Asian Americans as well. I believe this is written by an Asian American, so I like the representation in that. So in the next short story, there's this young Asian American comedian, and he's struggling to find work because like the world is different now, and kids are like dying of this disease. The disease is really interesting. It like transforms your organs. So like once the virus gets into you, it like confuses your cells. So like liver cells become like brain cells, and heart cells become lung cells, and they eventually die because the organs are like transformed and they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. So this comedian, he's looking for work, and he hears about this amusement park that like euthanizes children. So like parents will take their kids there because the kids are suffering and they just want them to have like one good final day to have like a childhood. And then at the end of like the day at the park, like this amusement park, they get on this roller coaster that goes like 10 G's or something and does like 3 severe loop-de-loops and like kills the children on the roller coaster. So that story had me in tears because you learn more about like a particular family and this guy, and and then I read the 3rd chapter, but I don't want to tell you like too much, but like that's the main premise. Like the world is ending and this virus is killing children, and I'm thinking it's gonna evolve to start affecting other populations of people. That was kind of the vibe in the 3rd chapter, and I'm really enjoying it so far. The 1st chapter was really challenging, just because I had no idea what was going on, and the language used is very like high level writing. Like a lot of these words, I'm like, I've never seen that word before. It's a scientific word or just like a really smart person word, and it's a good thing I'm reading it on my Kindle because I can just like press the word and learn the definition. It would be a lot harder if I was reading the physical book and I'd have to like Google all the words all the time. So that adds an extra layer of challenge. I was a little worried because I picked this book for book club, so I hope everybody's enjoying it. But I'm enjoying it a lot more now that I know what's going on. So we'll see how that goes. That is my update for now. I'm gonna keep reading. I really want to finish this book soon and continue on to the next Christmas book, which I'm very excited about. I've heard only amazing things. So I will talk to you later. Hi, it is another day. I did finish reading How High We Go in the Dark. I am about to run out because I'm gonna stop by the office. They're doing some like Christmassy whatever kind of stuff. Honestly, I really don't want to go, but I should go. I don't know who's gonna be there. I know literally nobody at all. So I'm feeling stressed and anxious about it. But I am gonna just peek in and see what the deal is and try not to let my therapist down. And then after that, I have a birthday dinner with Nikita, which I am dressed up for. So Nikita told us we're supposed to dress in white and black leather is the theme of like this dinner. So that's how I'm dressed. I'm gonna put on my boots in a second. And then tomorrow we have SantaCon, so here's my Santa costume. I will be vlogging SantaCon and like more reading vlog stuff in the next vlog, so you'll have to stay tuned for that. I just want to give you an update on my reading. So How High We Go in the Dark, I cried a lot more after finishing it. It was really touching. I'd say the story is about grief and death and human connection and things like that, with a lot of like Japanese culture mixed in. So like American Japanese, like in Japan Japanese culture, and then there was like space traveling type stuff going on because it is still a sci-fi about this like virus that's like ending the world. And it was really interesting and really touching, and I loved it. I ended up giving it 5 stars. I would definitely recommend it, but only if you're ready to be crying. I have started Love Light Farms, but since this is the end of the week, it's Friday, I want to end this vlog here, and I'll read Love Light Farms in the next vlog when I do my SantaCon stuff. So far, it's really cute. It's such like a shift from the deep emotional ride I went on with How High We Go in the Dark to go to like kind of like a light, fluffy, contemporary Christmas book. But I'm trying to get in the headspace so I can enjoy it to the fullest. So that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below if you haven't already. And I'll catch you in another video. Bye!